Hello again. It's been 5 years since the last upload to this channel to the date, December 9th, and you guys probably have a lot of questions, and I'm hoping that I can answer them, or at least the most prominent ones that have been asked to me over this 5 years. For those of you that aren't in the loop, uh, the reason I haven't been able to upload was in 2017 in June. I got rear-ended, and although a rear ending from a vehicle doesn't sound all too bad in terms of how much worse a vehicle accident can be, it's affected me over this whole period. It has not been a very glamorous 5 years at all, to say the least. I'm hoping that in this video I can provide context of how it's affected me in ways, and hopefully you can accept it at face value, or if not, you can do with it as you may. There is a lot of you that have continued to come back to this channel that has been inactive for the last 5 years, 5.5 years technically. The final video I posted, that was recorded pre-accident, and I just wasn't able to edit it as fast as I normally do. So that's why there was the delay between June and December of it being uploaded. But there's been so much outpour, and so many people reached out to me either in Twitter DMs or over other social media apps to make sure I was okay. And that continues from the previous video to be demonstrated in the comment section. If you go to the most recent comments, the majority of them, the bulk of them, the most liked ones, however you want to look at it, they're all people that have come back to the channel with a genuine care for if I'm all right. And I have such a large amount of gratitude to that kind of commitment. There's a lot of stuff I want to address in this video. I didn't write any of it down because I want it to come out genuinely and sincerely based off of my thought process. So if I skip over a major thing, I might have to fill in the gap on Twitter later or something of that sort. But one thing I do want to touch on that is probably a lot of people are asking, maybe one of the most prime answers that people are searching is, am I going to come back to YouTube? And I wish I had a clear, concise answer to this, but although my accident was 5 years ago, I'm still recovering. I'm still affected in less severe ways than I was back then at the start of the accident. When I originally got hit, it was my neck, my back, and my shoulders. To this day, my neck, my back, and my shoulders, they're still affected. There are few days now in comparison to what felt like every day for the first, I want to say, year to year and a half of the accident, where I just felt debilitated in a way. I felt, if I did minute small house chores and tasks, it would set my back off. It would set my neck off. It would put this strain on me that I couldn't cope with. I couldn't make videos under those circumstances because when you're in pain, it's really hard to focus. It's also really hard to be in pain and be, obviously Unstoppable Luck is a character you guys have all come to know and love. I can't be that happy-go-lucky Minecraft trolling guy when I'm like that. It's just impossible to throw myself in that mood and even fake it. I genuinely enjoyed every moment, the good and the bad, of my YouTube experience when I was making videos on that channel. It benefited me in terms of I managed to make a career out of it, something that I didn't know that would be an outcome when I started the channel, when I started originally uploading. I started with the very bare bones equipment, like a really old 2008 laptop that had coffee spilt on it at one point. It really didn't function too well. Like a cheap $10 microphone. It was all horrible, and I built it up from that to the equipment that I was using later on. You know, a pretty respectable mic quality, pretty sharp video quality, and that was something I was really proud of. I don't know if it is decided that I'm able to come back. I think it's safe to say it can't be in the capacity that I was before. I can't take the amount of screen time at my computer for recordings that it took to make the videos I made. Those videos, although they were trimmed down to, you know, the average of 20 to 30-minute segments, those videos, the raw footage of those on the usable videos averaged out 4 to 6 hours of one play session. And that's if that was usable. Not every time I try and go in and make a trolling video was the footage, did I find it entertaining? So those were unusable in that sense. On top of that, you know, all the editing I did, it was all by hand. It was all meticulously keyframed with, you know, hitting play, pausing it a fraction of a second later, typing a letter or a word, going on, hitting play, hitting stop, going to the next word, typing that out, and keyframed in such a meticulously hard way that you all grew to know and love. And that is, if I come back, I don't imagine it can be in the capacity of even the production that was, although, you know, it was time consuming, and in many ways it could be seen as complete amateur, but that's what kind of grew on everyone that watched. I can't come back to that capacity. Do I want to make content again? Absolutely. Do I want to try and gather up who's left and sticking around and wants to see videos? Absolutely. But I don't know if that's something I can go full swing at right now. I've recovered a lot, and you know, the few days that do set me back these days from my neck and my back are nowhere in comparison as much as it was at the start or even 3 years in. You know, I think the other thing that I think a lot of people's lives were affected by was, you know, COVID. During that time, it kind of felt like I was doing well on my recovery. I felt like I was on the right things, and I was building up a resilience to this pain I was in. I was getting back to a more normalized daily routine, going to the gym, going to treatment, physio, chiropractic, osteopath. I've tried a lot of stuff, and I poured a lot of resources into trying to recover, to come back. And, you know, COVID hit, and it shut so much stuff down, especially where I'm from in Canada. Canada got hit with lockdowns pretty hard in compared to some places. I'm not saying we got it worse than anywhere else, but it affected everyone, and it affected me in very negative ways. It almost felt like it was a reset to my recovery. It set me back a lot. So I'm not the best I've been, but I'm on track again to be better. And if I do come back, I need that to be kept in mind. I need people to be patient with me. I need people to, I guess, emphasize with my situation if I do come back. The other people that I want to address are the people that have done malicious things to spread false information about me during my absence. You know, you took very simple pieces of information and took them to the extreme. You went into my comment section on multiple different accounts over this 5-year period and have tried to spread the rumors that I've died, that I am paralyzed from the neck down, And I don't entirely blame the people that fell into these lures of misinformation, but I do want to make the record clear that I'm clearly not paralyzed, that these things were blown out of proportion, and that those weren't my words. I've never claimed any of these things. I believe there's still a tweet sitting up on my Twitter somewhere saying I was in a motor vehicle accident, and it was very brief. I don't know why they've done that, but if you guys could just spread to people that might still be misinformed that that isn't the case. You know, I'm affected by the car accident. Yes, my neck, my back, and my shoulders give me issues to this day. Yes, but not to the extreme that some people have stretched it to. I wanted to address that. You know, I realize everyone's had a really rough year. Just kind of what this year feels like it's been the most normal out of any year, but with COVID restrictions and everyone being forced online, I'm sure you guys have had a really rough time too. I've read it in my comment section. That's one thing I've kind of turned to kind of keep a glimmer of hope that even I want to return. I guess the other final elephant in the room that I need to address is you know, Minecraft trolling it's kind of like walking on glass with YouTube right now, from what it seems. You know, I don't know, I haven't been too active at following other YouTubers over this time. I've just been trying to focus on my recovery. So if I have the dates wrong, you know, forgive me. But a few years ago, you know, there was a group of Minecraft or trolling channels that were terminated just with no warning. I don't know entirely if our contents were similar. Obviously, you know, when you're in the community, you hear of their names every now and then, but you don't particularly focus on watching their videos. I don't know if their videos were similar to mine in that sense, or if anyone would be able to shed light on that. Honestly, I think I always tried to keep my trolling videos fairly lighthearted, and that's the most fun way I had playing the game, is to troll in lighthearted ways. I don't know if they took things to a higher degree of extremism to where it might have not been considered trolling anymore. I can't speak on that, but that's something I need to proceed with caution with going forward. I don't know until I can get a confirmation, if I can get a confirmation from someone at YouTube, which highly does not seem likely, just because it's hard to get a straight answer from YouTube. That's, you know, I think a lot of people can relate to that, either big channel or small. So that's one thing I also have to proceed with caution on. Well, you know, I hope this video cleared the room, cleared the air on some of the misinformation. I hope that it sparked a bit of glimmer of hope in all of you that, hey, there's a chance. There is a chance, and I do appreciate everyone that stuck around this long. Everyone that might be watching this video out of checking back to the channel every month out of nostalgia, out of concern for me. I appreciate you. I want you to know that going forward, you know, I'll try and be more active on keeping updates on Twitter. Who knows what will happen? I need to, at this point, I know just about as much as you do with everything else said. It's really about, for me, playing it by ear, or I guess in my case, playing it by neck, back, and shoulders, since that's been the thing that's been disrupting me the most. But, you know, it's kind of weird because I don't want to say goodbye because that makes it seem like I'm leaving, but I guess the best way to say this is I'll see you next time. All right.
That was good.
It felt good. In your thoughts, because if I was to even think back 5 years ago, Should we?
Sorry, yeah. I'm so sorry.
It's all
Oh my
good.
god, I forgot.
I should probably mute my phone too.
Such
I just get a phone call on my thing. I'm like, oopsies.
I want you to know. I love. Ring, 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 ring.
Oh, sorry. Let me take this.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry about that.